Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Welcome. I'm Rabbi Jonathan Blake, Cantor Amanda Kleinman, Cantor Danielle Rodnitsky, Rabbi Sasha Bacon, and Rabbi Leah Citrin all join in leading tonight's service, lifted up in spirit and in song, as we all will be, by Pete Malinverni at the keys, Idan Santhaus on flute, and Jerome Morris on percussion. Hello to the pit. Hello to the congregation. Hello to the congregation that joins us on live stream. Shabbat Shalom to BBYO. It's so nice to see you here, and we're going to be having more of our teens involved in tonight's service, as well as an opportunity to recognize the volunteer leaders who support and sustain the day-to-day life of Westchester Reformed Temple, and we'll also have the chance to honor two outstanding members of our high school leadership community, a 10th grader, a member of the confirmation class of 5783, and a member of the high school senior graduating class of 2023. More on that later. Will you take one extra moment and find a person, take another person's hand, a person you haven't met yet tonight. Even if you have to get out of your seat to do it, when you hear us singing, it's time to start again. Once again, Shabbat Shalom brings us joy to celebrate Shabbat together, and joy is felt especially in the households of three amazing young people who will be celebrating B'nai Mitzvah tomorrow. And we're very happy that two of them are here tonight to help kindle lights for Shabbat. So we would invite forward Arthur Luke Solars and Mika Pollack and their families to help us kindle these lights. Oh, hear my prayer, I sing to you. Be gracious to the one I love, and bless them with goodness and mercy and peace. Oh, hear my Arthur, who will be called forward to the Torah in celebration of Bar Mitzvah in the morning, and to you, Mika, who will be celebrating Bat Mitzvah in the afternoon, and also to Mindy Khan, who will celebrate her Bat Mitzvah here at WRT tomorrow. We wish you a heartfelt Mazal Tov, and we would point out that what you've just done is actually an echo of the very first line of this week's Torah portion. Called Beha'alotecha, it describes the way in which in ancient times the Israelites would come up to the temple to kindle lights. And the Torah tells us that the flame must be kept burning tamid, always. And because young people like you come to the Torah, you keep the flame of Jewish tradition alive. And we're so grateful for your presence. Shabbat Shalom. We'll continue now on 130. When we sing Lecha Dodi, we reenact the spiritual wedding between the Jewish people and Shabbat. And in a kind of evocative choreography, when the bride enters on the final verse of Lecha Dodi, the congregation stands and faces the door. Page 138 will tell you what to do as we sing.
Ya la 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 Lecha Dodi, Ya la 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 likrat kala, Ya la 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 b'nei Shabbat, b'nei Shabbat nekavel, Ya la 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 Lecha Dodi, Ya la 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 likrat kala, Ya la 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 b'nei Shabbat, b'nei Shabbat la 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 לקראת כלה יא la 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 פני שבת פני שבת נקרא יא la 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 לך דודי יא la 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 לקראת כלה יא la 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 פני שבת פני שבת נקרא
We remain standing and turn to page 146 for our call to prayer.
ברכו את אדוני המבורך.
ברוך אדוני המבורך לעולם ועד.
ברוך אדוני המבורך לעולם ועד.
Page 150.
אהבת עולם, בית ישראל, עמך אהבת, עמך אהבת. תורה ומצוות, חוקים ומשפטים, אותנו לימדת, אותנו לימדת. על כן אדוני אלוהינו ושוכבנו וקומנו נשיח בחוקיך ונשמח בדברי תורתך ובמצוותיך לעולם ועד. כי הם חיינו ואורך ימינו ובהם נגי יומם ולילה, נגי יומם ולילה. ואהבתך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים. ברוך אתה אדוני, אוהב עמו ישראל, אוהב עמו ישראל. שמע ישראל, אדוני אלוהינו, אדוני אחד. ברוך שם כבוד מלכותו לעולם ועד. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם. Mi chamocha, our prayer of redemption, invites us to dream of all that could be possible in our lives and in our world. My colleague, WRT's former Associate Rabbi Daniel Reeser, used to tell our students each week at JLL Tefillah that Mi Chamocha teaches us that change is possible. Tonight, as we bestow honors upon two outstanding young people in our congregation, we are filled with hope for our future. We know that with leaders like these in our midst, a better world truly is possible. I'm honored to present the first of our two awards, the Tracy Kreisberg Prize. The Kreisberg Prize is awarded each year to an outstanding member of the 10th grade confirmation class who stands out as a leader among their peers. We bestow this honor in memory of Tracy Kreisberg, a member of the confirmation class of 1991, who died shortly after her confirmation service following a battle with cancer. Tracy was deeply committed to her WRT community and to her Jewish identity. She radiated light, caring, and kindness, and she was a leader among her peers. Tracy brought creative expression to her Jewish identity. You can see the painting that she created for her own confirmation service displayed here on the bima tonight. For over 30 years, we have presented this award in her memory to a member of the confirmation class who exemplifies Tracy's wonderful qualities. Today, it is my privilege to present this award to Lucas Dembitzer. And at this time, I would like to call forward Lucas to the bima. As Lucas comes forward, I want to acknowledge as well his parents, Leah and David, who join us in the congregation, together with Sister Sloan and his grandmothers. I want to acknowledge as well Sydney Friedman, a former recipient of the Tracy Kreisberg Prize, I think from 2015, who joins us in the Justin Cooper is here as well, and just Justin Cooper, who's joining us in the congregation as well. So we have two former recipients of the Kreisberg Prize who are joining us here this evening, and it's an honor to have you with us as well. Lucas, we are so proud to present you with the Tracy Kreisberg Prize. Tracy loved this synagogue and this community. WRT was truly home for her. And so it seems fitting to present this award to you, Lucas, as you have built a home and a community here at WRT with an unparalleled dedication and commitment, from your days in our early childhood center to your years in sharing Shabbat, leading up to your devoted service as a madrich for younger students in the JLL and your participation in confirmation. Lucas, as you know, you and your family have long held a special place in my heart, but I wanted to hear about you from my clergy colleagues as well. When I asked the WRT rabbis and cantors what stands out about you, Rabbi Bacon immediately replied, "Lucas never comes to confirmation in a bad mood. You bring your positive energy and sense of humor to every confirmation session, and your positivity rubs off on your peers. Underneath your lighthearted demeanor, however, lies a seriousness and thoughtfulness unusual in someone your age. You care deeply about your future, and you have committed yourself to exploring your Jewish identity and to wrestling with our tradition. In your confirmation personal statement, where you reflect on the past year, you grapple with a maturity that is beyond your years, with the ways in which some of the most important events in your life have challenged your faith. Lucas, today we will gift you a Chanukiah, a Hanukkah menorah. The word Hanukkah means dedication, and it is a word that describes you perfectly. Lucas, we pray that over the years ahead, you will continue to bring this same dedication to your community, to your synagogue, and to strengthening your Jewish identity. The world needs more Lucas Dembitzers. As I present you with this award today, please know that the entire clergy team joins me in our pride over all that you have become. And please know that I bestow this award on behalf of Tracy's mother, Esther Stillman, who is unable to join us today, but sends her congratulations. Chazak, chazak, v'nit chazek. May you continue to draw strength from your WRT family, and may you continue to offer your strength in helping this community to thrive. Mazel tov.
As we turn to page 158 for our Micha Mocha prayer, let us be reminded that change is indeed possible, that we can all become modern-day Miriams and Moseses and maybe even Lucas Dembitzers and create a committed future for our people. This is our song of freedom.
כיפת אדוני את יעקב, וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו, ברוך אתה אדוני, גאל ישראל. Page 160. השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום, לשלום, והעמידנו שומרנו לחיים, ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך, ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך.
we rise for our Amidah on page 164.
Adonai Svatai Tiftach Adonai Svatai Tiftach Ufi Yadid Tehilatecha Ufi Yadid Tehilatecha Adonai Svatai Tiftach Adonai Svatai Tiftach Ufi Yadid Tehilatecha Ufi Yadid Tehilatecha Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei Avotenu ve'imotenu Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak ve'Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel ve'Elohei Leah Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor ve'Hanora El Elyon Gomel Chasadim Tovim Vekonei Hakol Vezocher Chasdei Avot Ve'imahot Umevi Geula Livnei V'neihem Leman Shemo Be'ahava Melech Ozer Umoshia Umagen Baruch atah Adonai Magen Avraham ve'Ezrat Sarah Ata Gibor le'olam Adonai Mechayei hakol atarav lehoshia Morid hatal Mechalkel chaim bechesed Mechayei hakol berachamim rabim Somech noflim berofei cholim Umatir asurim Umekayem emunato Lishenei afar Michamocha Baal gevurot Umidom elach Melech memit umechayeh Umatzmiach Yeshua V'ne'eman ata lehachayot hakol Baruch atah Adonai mechayeh hakol Ata kadosh v'shimcha kadosh U'kdoshim b'chol yom yehallelucha selah Baruch atah Adonai ha'el hakadosh. We now take a few moments for the prayers of our hearts. You may continue privately with the words of the Siddur through page 180 or simply with the prayers that are in your heart.
Once again, Shabbat Shalom. I have the honor of presenting the second of the awards offered to members of our youth congregation tonight, and I do so in memory of a student who was also my teacher. Sam Bauman, Zichrono Livracha, of blessed memory, was an exemplary learner. He undertook all of his studies joyfully, fearlessly. He was boundlessly curious, sharp as a razor, deep as the ocean. You could talk to Sam about any discipline, from classical music to chemistry to circus arts. No subject was too esoteric. A notoriously difficult class at MIT in organic chemistry was the kind of thing that Sam would take just for fun. One time after a lecture which Sam attended, again, just for fun, he reported back that it was a good talk for the most part. The professor got it about 80% right. He brought a high school biology textbook as beach reading in 4th grade. He thought that math was not only important, but beautiful, and on and on. And yet, Sam never lorded his intellect over others, one of the many paradoxes of Sam. Here was a know-it-all who actually knew it all, except that even with all he knew, he could see only what he did not know. His quest for knowledge was boundless. He was also extremely hard on himself. We ordinary mortals cannot fathom a mind like Sam's, not the intellectual greatness nor the suffering that led to his self-inflicted death. Through Westchester Reformed Temple, Sam also found a love of learning Judaism, first at sharing Shabbat, and then he went on to study voraciously Hebrew and Jewish text and tradition. He mastered the Aleph Bet in 2nd grade and then proceeded to confuse the heck out of his elementary school teachers when he would show up to class and write English words but with Hebrew characters. I will never forget when he showed up to his first bar mitzvah lesson with his tutor, Rabbi Sharon Foreman, already having mastered the entire passage, having taught himself trop, or Torah cantillation. "What am I going to do with you now?" said his tutor. At his confirmation in 2010, and I'm so grateful to his mom, Amy, who's here tonight, for remembering this passage for me, he said, "The pursuit of knowledge for its own sake, an almost fanatical love of justice, and the desire for personal independence, these are the features of Jewish tradition that make me thank my stars that I belong to it. The pursuit of knowledge for its own sake. This is the core of my existence, and our history as an intellectual people is part of what made it so." The Rabbi's Table, a Bauman Scholars initiative, was established at the impetus and with the vision and generosity of Sam's mother, our trustee, Amy Bauman, and his grandmother, our member, Stephanie Cohen, in the fall of 2019, in order to promote the values of fearless and joyful Jewish learning among our youth and our congregation at large, and to recognize each year possible a graduating student of exceptional merit who has exemplified these values and who has contributed to the culture of joyful learning at WRT and beyond. This student receives WRT's Bauman Scholars Award. The student selected to receive this special recognition displays and shares with others a heartfelt enthusiasm for Jewish learning, thereby enriching the entire congregational community. The recipient also accepts a scholarship of $5,000 to use toward a Jewish learning or other enrichment experience of his or her choice. The award can be applied toward the tuition or expenses associated with an established program of Jewish study, or can be used as a stipend to offset expenses that would allow the student to travel, volunteer, or pursue a course of independent study with advisory oversight provided by the senior clergy of WRT. The recipient is chosen collectively by the clergy of the temple, who have had direct experience of all the participants in the Rabbi's Table initiative. And we, the clergy of Westchester Reformed Temple, are delighted with unanimous consent to award the 2023 or 5783 Bauman Scholar Award to Jason Dickstein, a member of the WRT graduating class of 5783 and a member of the 2023 graduating class of Scarsdale High School. Jason has indeed exemplified the values of fearless and joyful Jewish learning, and he has enriched the learning of his fellow Rabbi's Table participants, as well as his rabbis and cantors and the WRT community. He has excelled around the Rabbi's Table together with a bright and beautiful cohort of high school juniors and seniors. Looking at you next year, Lucas, and so many of you out in the congregation too, who gathered regularly over the last couple of years to plumb our sacred texts for their intellectual and spiritual riches. Jason shows up in my office with his fellow students on Wednesday nights with a smile, a laugh, a joke, and always an obscure pop culture reference. In this way especially, Jason has been my teacher. He brings to the table not only a great attitude, but also a great aptitude for insightful and creative reading and an appreciation for all things theatrical. He understands that our sacred texts are not dusty tomes to be studied quietly, but rich dramas to be enacted, filled with intrigue, mystery, humor, absurdity, and feeling. All the things that Jason will surely bring to his studies in theater and creative writing at Brandeis University, where he will matriculate in the fall. We, the clergy of WRT, joined by the congregation, envision Jason using his ample intellectual and spiritual gifts and his charming personality to contribute joyfully to a life of Jewish learning and engagement. He's already doing that here at the temple. Over the next 4.5 weeks, he will continue to serve as our high school senior options intern. You've already proved yourself a credit to WRT, and in so doing, you have given honor to the memory of Sam Bauman, Zichrono Livracha. And so we extend a heartfelt mazal tov to Jason, his parents Pamela and Glenn, his brother Adam, who is also a student at Brandeis, and his sister Avery, who just 2 weeks from yesterday evening will come up onto the bima of WRT with her classmates in celebration of confirmation. And it also gives us all great pleasure to ask Jason forward to deliver tonight's Devar Torah. Mazel tov.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay.
Shabbat shalom. I want to start off by thanking the Bauman family and Westchester Reformed Temple for naming me this year's Bauman Scholar. I am very honored to accept this award. I intend to continue my Jewish learning for the rest of my life. I'll be going to Brandeis this fall, as Rabbi Blake said, and with any luck, I'm Hollywood-bound within the decade, so both my college and my post-college environment will be filled with Jews. To accept this award is to declare that I am a proud member of the Jewish community, and I am. It's been a wonderful time being a part of it, and not just because of the bagels and Hanukkah gelt. The environment created by the students, clergy, and staff at this temple is just great. I may have been a little bit of a rebel when I was younger, but I can definitely say that now I enjoy being here. Everyone from my bar mitzvah tutors to the clergy today have always made sure to make WRT an inviting place. But Judaism is more than a temple or a Torah. Judaism is a people with more stories that can just fit in one massive scroll. We've written the Torah, the Haftarah, the Talmud, the Mishnah, the Midrash, Fiddler on the Roof, Seinfeld, the cult classic movie Wet Hot American Summer, and our story continues. I don't think anyone's written one that says, "Thou shalt only consume Chinese food on Christmas" yet. So, why on this night do we only consume Chinese food? And not on all of the nights. We consume Chinese food and Italian food. Now, unfortunately, this week's Torah portion does not include either of those lovely foods. It's mostly about getting leases on land for some property for farming, but it has an interesting bit to it. See, the farming land and lease code outlined in Parshat Behar Bechukotai says that on the seventh of every set of 7 years, farmers are not allowed to grow crops. sort of like a crop rotation thing that we see in modern farming, but the interpretation is that this code is not there because the fields need time to rest and regain nutrients, as those basic elements are provided by God, but rather that the wealthy farmer must understand the pain that the peddler goes through every day, the worry of where one will find his food next. Now, the Torah also says in the code that God will make the harvest of the 6th year plentiful enough to cover 3 years of harvest, but that sort of worry doesn't go away when you're not actively gathering food. The code also says that after 7 sets of 7 years, or 49 years for those of you who didn't pass 3rd grade math, there will be a 50th year, the Jubilee year, which will also see no crops planted, in which all land leases will expire and the land will return to its original owner, as well as all indentured servants and slaves being freed. Isn't that interesting? I mean, really, it is. Judaism teaches us about the importance of supporting others so that we can all continue to have a chance to succeed. This week's portion explains how our society is all interconnected, how those with less depend on others for their livelihood, and how those who are in a position to help are obligated to do so. One way this is accomplished is through the institutions of the sabbatical and the Jubilee years, which offer a kind of society-wide reset. They give society a chance to press the restart button, to even the playing field, to start something new. Especially powerful in all this is the recognition that growing inequality will only lead to more hardships for the have-nots in society. In keeping with the theme of a 7-year reset, it is interesting and meaningful to me to observe that I arrived in Scarsdale 7 years ago as a rising 6th grader. We moved here from New York City at the end of the summer, and I had to negotiate my own period of reset and rebooting so that I could start fresh in a new environment. Since my toddler years in the city, I was part of Congregation Shari Tefillah on the Upper East Side, where I first met Rabbi Daniel Reeser, who at the time was a rabbinical student and intern at the temple. Getting to intern with him as the rabbi who would conduct my bar mitzvah here at WRT provided help for the transition, but I should be honest and say that transitions are difficult, and I still have a little bit of a bias towards the Big Apple. Now, after 7 years here, it seems fitting to look ahead to the future, not with fear or uncertainty, but with an understanding that 7-year transitions are a part of our Jewish tradition. From this week's Torah portion, I learned that, as I look to the future, I will constantly be faced with resets. Life is filled with enough turns in the road where you just won't be able to see too far past the hedges. And so now I'll step into an environment this coming fall, college. And I have to remember to reach out to people, remember that everyone has hardships, and try to give support to them. Justice Louis Brandeis, who is the namesake of the school, championed a pluralistic and equitable society in which each person is given the tools to succeed and support each other. In an address delivered on the 4th of July, 1915, he said, "There is only one feature in our ideals and practices which is peculiarly American. It is inclusive brotherhood." He went on to explain that America has believed that we must not only give immigrants the best opportunities to succeed, but we must allow to flourish the unique culture and perspectives that immigrants bring. America has believed that in differentiation, not in uniformity, lies the path of progress, and so America succeeds. It's an American ideal, but it also strikes me as deeply Jewish and consistent with the goals of this week's Torah portion, that we might create a society where each person is given an opportunity to contribute to and benefit from one another. In light of this, I'm looking forward to learning not only from my professors, but also from my fellow students, as I have learned not only from my peers, not only from the teachers and clergy at WRT, but also from my peers, and a lot from Jerry Seinfeld too. Shabbat Shalom.
And once again, Mazal Tov, Yasher Koach, and I want to make sure to identify for you Amy Bauman, who's with us tonight, so that you can greet her afterwards, together with her fiancé, Alan Laves. It's wonderful to have you here and to remember Sam in this beautiful way that perpetuates a culture of learning. As you can see, Jason is just one of many of our students at this congregation who really carry the flame of Torah forward, and we're so grateful to you for teaching us Torah tonight. We're going to extend this theme of the light that shines within our congregation by acknowledging how many members of WRT have been instrumental in carrying forward our mission. I know that we, the clergy of the congregation, often have the position most associated with the leadership of the congregation because we stand on a bima, on a high place in front of you. But truly, it is congregants from among us who make this place the special spiritual home that WRT is. I would like to acknowledge the many different capacities in which volunteers at WRT give tirelessly to the fabric and strengthen our spiritual well-being here at the temple. And as soon as I find my notes, I will do exactly that. I have way too many notes tonight. Thank you. Here we go. I want to credit also our senior staff partner, Sharon Stiefel, who is WRT's Director of Social Impact and Community Engagement, the professional on staff who coordinates the vast preponderance of volunteer activities at WRT. And even the quote-unquote short list of such activities that I asked Sharon to prepare for me is staggering in its length. And so what we'd like to do is just hold till the very end, and once I've acknowledged all the different ways in which members of WRT contribute to this beautiful congregation, let's offer a heartfelt recitation of the words Chazak, Chazak, V'nit Chazek. Our cantors will lead us in those words. They mean be strong, and we will strengthen one another. And so I just want to acknowledge by category of leadership all of those who assist us in our work as volunteers, those who shop for, cook for, make sandwich bags for, and deliver food to Hope Community Services, those who serve WRT as greeters and ushers, and even here tonight, I see you, Vicky and Helene and Bee, and tonight's ushers, Tracy and Peggy and Beth, and so many more who come week in, week out to greet us so warmly. Those who participate on the WRT Social Impact Council and the JLL Advisory Council, who participate in our Family Mitzvah Corps program, who volunteer for our confirmation program, who serve as volunteers in our caring community, preparing yahrzeit candles and making pastoral calls and writing letters to people who are bereaved and helping people who are experiencing simchas celebrate their milestones. Those who have participated for the last 3 years in WRT's Racial Justice Working Group. Those of our community who have served as trustees and officers of the congregation. Those who have served as co-chairs of our ECC parent community. Those who participate in ECC Mitzvah Corps programming. Those who are serving on a Sharing Shabbat task force to vitalize and revitalize one of the jewels in the crown of WRT's Shabbat engagement. Those young members of our community who serve as madrichim and madrichot, volunteers in our classrooms in the Jewish Learning Lab. Those who have participated in events serving those who are undernourished through our participation with Grassroots Grocery, formerly known as Mott Haven Fridge. The many who participated this year and in previous years for our Thanksgiving cooking and delivery programs. Those who have donated to Second Life medical supplies drives for AFIA or have volunteered with AFIA. A little over a year ago, I went to Poland to help Ukrainian refugees carrying bags, duffel bags, filled by WRT volunteers in partnership with AFIA, providing essential medical supplies for the refugees. Those who've donated clothes and diapers and other necessities to Sharing Shelf and 914 Cares. All of our young people who completed a mitzvah project of the name Lo Ta'amod, which means don't just stand there, do something. Those who participated in the many programs we have done to serve the blind and visually disabled communities, and who have participated in blood drives sponsored by the Men of Reform Judaism. All who volunteer with the Women of Reform Judaism. And there are so many more. I've surely forgotten 100 other categories of public service to WRT. For all that you do, please join us in repeating these words, Chazak, Chazak, V'nit Chazek. Please rise.
Chazak, Chazak, V'nit Chazek. We have come from near and far to raise
I hope you saved a little bit of strength to share with people who need strength. Each one of us perhaps carrying within our hearts the love for people who are sick or in need of spiritual strengthening, healing of body, healing of soul. Tonight I will also ask our congregation to share a little bit of our strength with our brothers and sisters in Israel. Tonight all over Israel, Israelis are spending Shabbat under continued rocket assaults from Islamic Jihad in Gaza. Over the last 72 hours, more than 1,000 rockets have been launched toward Israel, including a barrage of rockets fired at Jerusalem earlier just today. Iron Dome has already intercepted hundreds and hundreds of these rockets, and yet still, we know that there's the kind of strength that comes from military defense, but there's also the strength that Israel needs that comes through the knowledge that the global Jewish community is with them. And so we are. So hold them in your hearts tonight, and hold the names of your loved ones close, and we will pray a Misha Beirach together, a prayer for healing. The words you can find on page 371. Misha Beirach Avoteinu Mekor HaBracha Leimoteinu. May the source of strength who bless the ones before us help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Mishe Beirach Imoteinu Mekor HaBracha Lavoteinu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen. Page 586, please rise.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
I used to be part of you, belong to you, the extension of your being. But now you live within me, the spark of my consciousness. I say Kaddish for you, with you, as you. Sing your melodies, speak your words, hearing your voice in mine. And my eyes, too green, have somehow started to reflect the blue of yours. I used to be part of you, protected by your presence, by your light. But now the time is mine, and alone I must be more than myself. Your child has become your heir, has become you. This poem reminds us that we are who we are only because of the influence of those around us, of those who have loved us and who we love in return. Tonight, we have honored people who have impacted our community, and now we turn to thinking of those who have shaped them, who have shaped each of us, those no longer with us in body, but who remain with us in spirit. As we remember our loved ones, we rise in the following order. If you are in a period of Shiva, 7 days since the death of a loved one, we ask that you please rise. If you are in a period of Shloshim, 30 days since the death of a loved one, please rise. If you are in a period of Shana within 1 year of your loved one's passing, please rise. And if you are honoring a yahrzeit, the anniversary of a loved one's passing, please rise. At this time, we invite the entire congregation to rise in solidarity with our mourners. Today, our WRT community is remembering those taken from us in recent days. Lawrence Schoenfeld, stepfather of Jody Barrow, Arlene Rosenblatt, mother of Mark Rosenblatt, Ruth Schuster, mother of Dave Schuster, Burton Chandler, father of Vicky Silver, Rhoda Bauman, mother-in-law of Amy Bauman, mother of Jennifer Crossan, grandmother of William and Rachel Bauman, and sister of Sheila Katz. Lucille Harriet Goldberg, grandmother of Eric Grosshandler. WRT is also remembering those whose yahrzeit is marked over this Shabbat. Raymond A. Babin, Betty Berkowitz, Morton Black, Gloria Bronstein, Irving R. Cohen, Erwin Cohen, Herbert Dardick, Ruth Elgort, Ronald Feiner, Robert Feldman, Patricia Fisher, Jetta Goldberg, Isabel Goldschlag, John Rothenberg, Bruce Gould, Joseph Kagan, Louis S. Granitor, Stephen Gross, William Hallenbeck, Dorothy Hausberg, Charlotte Jonas, Max Plout, Ann Cantor, Rose Kaplan, Helen Karotkin, Celia Krebs, Tracy Kreisberg, Jacqueline Lees, Rhea Levin, Stuart Libertoff, Joseph Levenger, Bruce McVitie, Beatrice Meltzer, Marilyn Miller, Benjamin Moss, Stanley Opolinski, Jean Pritch, Charles S. Raisin, Lillian Rapp, Eleanor Weinrich, Andrea Reiner, Ruben Resnick, Ida Romanoff, Carol Geltzer Schaefer, Celia Schechter, Molly Cernow, Ann Silberfein, Jane Silver, Larry Simon, Morton Singer, Ginger Smerling, Sandra Solomon, Arnold Spellin, Sarah Stamler, Lillian Starr, Frida Steinberg, Herman Sussman, Barry Tallering, Mildred Tombach, Marvin Wadler, Burl Weiss, and Judith Zellick. If I have inadvertently mispronounced the name of a loved one, or if you are remembering someone whose name I did not mention, please feel free to recite their name aloud now. Okay. Together, we turn to page 598 for the Mourner's Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah. Ba'alma divrach yute v'yamlich malchute. B'chayechon uvyomechon uv'chaye dechol beit Yisrael. Ba'agala uvizman kariv v'yimru. Amen. Yehi shmei Rabbah mivarach le'alam ul'almei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitba'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal shemei dikudesha b'rechu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbechata v'nechemata. Damiran bi'alma v'yimru. Amen. Yehi shlama Rabbah min shemaya. V'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael. V'yimru. Amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav. Hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael. V'yimru. Amen.
Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'yimeru. Amen.
Shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
This evening we have had so much to celebrate. To the Luke, Solars, Khan, and Pollock families, Mazel Tov. We know that Arthur and Mindy and Mika will lead us beautifully tomorrow when they are called to Torah as B'nai Mitzvah. To Lucas and the Dembitzer family, Mazal Tov on receiving the Kreisberg Prize. I've enjoyed getting to know you this year, Lucas, and I look forward to sharing the Bima with you and your classmates in just under 2 weeks. Jason and the Dickstein family, Mazel Tov on a meaningful Devar Torah that illustrated for us all why you are so deserving of the Bauman Prize. I want to just highlight for a moment the beauty of these 3 different milestones that are all celebrated together tonight: B'nai Mitzvah, confirmation, high school graduation. Lucas and Jason, you are the living examples that B'nai Mitzvah is not the end of one's Jewish education, but rather the beginning. It is my hope and prayer that your example shows Arthur, Mindy, Mika, and all others who are here this evening just what it looks like to continue embracing Jewish tradition and continuing Jewish learning throughout high school. And why is Jewish education even valuable to begin with? Because it helps our children and grandchildren know what it means to live and engage Jewish life. And to all of you, the many volunteers who have engaged in the work of our congregation in all the ways that Rabbi Blake has mentioned and more, thank you for showing our young people what it means to commit yourself to a synagogue community. Speaking of community, I also want to extend a special welcome to the BBYO Hudson Valley community who is joining us this evening as part of their BBG Shabbat event. And finally, a few of the regular announcements. Torah study meets tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock in the Sifriya. Sharing Shabbat meets tomorrow promptly at 9 a.m. in the CJL. And we hope you will all join us on Sunday, May 21st for our mitzvah fair. In addition to learning about community organizations, participating in social action projects, eating good food, and listening to fun music, you will also have the opportunity to donate to tzedakah in order to pie Rabbi Bacon and myself in the face. So hopefully, if the other things don't motivate you, that might. And with that, I wish you Shabbat Shalom.
Pie in the face. How about challah in the face? Let us rise. We're going to conclude by singing Adon Olam, page 625.
Adon olam asher malach b'terem kol yitzir nivra le'ed nasa v'cheso kol azai melech shemo nikra.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu, zikaron le'maaseh v'reishit, ki hu yom techila le'mikra'e kodesh, zecher litziat Mitzrayim. Kivanu v'charta, v'yotanu kidasha, mikol ha'amim, v'shabbat kodshecha, v'ahava uvratzon, hinchatanu, Baruch atah Adonai, mekadesh HaShabbat.
You might want to put your arms around the people close to you. Chazak, chazak, v'nit chazek. Be strong, and we will strengthen one another. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz.
Amen.
Shabbat shalom, b'tei avon.